Shannen, welcome to Belgium.
Thank you.
Is it your first time?
It is not. No, I was here like a really long time ago. And I filled up on all the wonderful
Memories, I hope.
and waffles and French fries.
And what about the beers? We're famous for beers.
I know you are. You know what? I haven't had a lot of the beer yet. But I'm not a beer drinker.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We'll substitute the beer with more chocolates then.
Perfect, yes.
All right. So this is how it's going to go. I have two microphones in the middle, and I will ask people to line up, and they can ask to their heart's content. Is that okay with you?
It sure sounds fun to me.
By the way, I went to your country. It was on my list of countries to go to, and it was gorgeous. I love Peru.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I hope you get better.
Well, I hope I stay well. Let's just go with that one.
Hi, I'm a huge fan of Charmed. Will you be in the revamp of Charmed?
No.
Okay.
No. Next question. That's funny. There's just no need. By the way, I'm not against the reboot like so many people are. I think it's amazing because I know that a lot of like a younger generation is really connecting to it and they're really liking it. So I think, well, you know, it's great that it's doing for a new generation what it did to like the generation that fell in love with it. So I don't have an issue with it. I just don't think years I'll be answering that question. Not going to answer it quite yet because I really like to be diplomatic, but I'm pretty sure that when I'm, you know, a lot older, I won't care about being diplomatic anymore, and I'll, you know, be very forthcoming about all of this. But for now, I just, you know, want to keep things neutral in life.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi. Hi again.
Hi again.
Hi again.
Yes.
So let's talk about Charmed. What's your strongest souvenir about that TV show?
Are you asking actual physical souvenir or memory?
Memory.
Oh, okay. My strongest memory, I think, sort of how much I learned on the show in regards to like directing, for instance, because I directed a bunch of episodes, and I guess I learned quite a bit. I learned a lot about working with actors and sort of managing also directing myself while directing the whole show. So that's probably one of the things that I remember the most. It's just, you know, a constant sort of learning experience for those 8 days that I filmed each one of those episodes.
Okay. And welcome in Belgium.
Thank you.
And what is your favorite movie you played in and why?
I have too many favorites. It's really hard for me to say. I think, you know, Mallrats is one of my favorites because the overall experience was fantastic. Kevin Smith and sort of Jason Mewes, Jason Lee, like Ben Affleck. I think everybody was so cool, and it was such a just overall very fun experience. But you know, I mean, I've done movies that I reflect back on now, and I think, wow, that was kind of amazing just to be a part of it. It's so hard for me to choose one. I think like everything I've worked on has become my favorite, you know, and I'm sure my next job will then become my favorite. Because hopefully, right, as people, we're constantly like learning and growing and evolving. So with every new experience, and work is a new experience, with every new experience, you're learning something new about yourself, and you're evolving as a person, as an actor.
Welcome in Belgium too.
Thank you. Somebody brought me delicious chocolate, by the way. It was in I think it was in like the purple wrapping with the gold. And it was really good, so thank you. I just devoured like 8 pieces in a row, so
I loved you in Heathers.
thank you.
So my question is, if you had to play one of the other Heathers, would you rather play Chandler or McNamara?
Chandler. You know, I mean, yeah, it's really funny because I actually sort of got to choose. Like when I auditioned for it, met with them, then it was like, okay, well, which Heather would you want to play? And I was very much in a Heather Duke, just because I loved the transformation that she made. That she went from, yes, a Heather, but she was more sort of timid and got you know, bossed around and bullied a little bit by Heather Chandler. So it was you know, it was playing like somebody with a much more complex personality than just being one note, mean, bitchy. But now I think if I had to play a different Heather, it would definitely be Heather Chandler.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for coming.
To have someone pass away at that age is pretty shocking. And I had just seen him, so that was even more shocking. Second question?
My mother wanted to ask you if there's coming a second episode from 90210 or not.
Oh, I think, yeah, I think that they're doing like a 6 episodes of a new version, but it's not like, it's 90210, but not, but it's people playing themselves. So they're not playing like Brenda and Brandon, and they're playing sort of heightened versions of themselves. They're playing, you know, Ginny and Corey and Ian and Brian. But yes, so there is another 90210 coming out.
Okay, thanks.
Sure.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
First of all, my condolences to all of you, because I know it was a huge, sadful news for all of us. But the second of all is, I don't know, I have a question for you actually, but I made a promise to my sister. She's a very huge fan of you. Her name is Hafida, and she's at home and babysitting my 3-year-old son. She gave me the opportunity to come here and enjoy the day. So I was very happy, and she told me, please say hi to her if you see her. And I told her, I'm not gonna see her, she's too famous. There will be a lot of people. I don't have an opportunity to talk to her. So by this, I just want to say hi to my sister. And can you please say her name?
Yes, how do you, Haflina?
Hafida.
Hafida.
Yes.
So thank you, Hafida, for letting your sister come.
Bye.
Sure. Hi.
I wanted to ask you, I heard in one of these conventions that you almost passed on Charm, and Holly kind of told you that it was a good script. I wanted to know how and when did you meet Holly? And also, I heard you're good friends with Sarah Michelle. Did you know her before Buffy, or while you were both working at the...
Okay, that's way too many questions. I'm cutting you off right now. Okay, so, you know, the story of like Charmed always, like the show, it kind of grows and exaggerates and takes on its own, it becomes mythical of sort of what transpired. The script was in my car, and I had been offered it, and Aaron Spelling was asking me, you know, if I would do it. And at the time, I was not sure that I wanted to do another show. I wasn't sure I wanted to, you know, be on TV and work the hours. I was thinking maybe, because I did Mallrats, I was thinking maybe I would stick with like film. And I had not gotten around to actually reading it. It was just sitting in my car, but it had only been like a couple of days. And Holly saw it in my car and said, "What's going on? I want to audition for that. It's really good." So based off of her sort of telling me that it was good, I read it, I accepted the part. So once I read it, I was like, yeah, I'll do this. And then Mr. Spelling obviously gave me the choice of which character to play. And I chose Prue because I just felt like she was the most sort of grounded one. She was the one that I connected with the most as far as how she loved her family and took care of her family, and family was everything to her. So, and as far as Sarah Michelle, we knew each other before Buffy, like, you know, just sort of, I'm not even sure how we originally met, but, you know, it's not like we all film close to each other, especially when you do a spelling show. He doesn't really ever film on like studio lots. He does these like weird warehouses, so you're never really social with a bunch of other people. So yeah, Sarah and I knew each other before, but I think it was sort of working together, working for the WB and running into each other at WB stuff, that our friendship sort of grew. And you know, I mean, I think we both really related to each other because we run extremely similar shows in the sense of like the supernatural on the same network, and we were both sort of the stars of our shows. So the, you know, the burden, the heavy lifting, the sense of responsibility was on the two of us. And I think that sort of bonded us from the beginning, and then we both sort of feel the same way about our families. And so she's a great girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi.